I've just bought a ticket in every airplane seat to find out which one of them gives you the best gaming experience. Because when I fly, I always fly economy. And to pass the time while flying, I always bring a gaming handheld with me. But as I sit there incredibly cramped with a USB port that's not even powerful enough to charge my console, I always start thinking to myself, what's the charging options like in first class? What's the tech in the seat like? Are there any better games in the in-flight entertainment system? So to answer this, I've bought a ticket in every single seat, and I'm going to rank them based on 5 different factors. So without further ado, let's test out our first seat in economy. Now our first seat is on an 11-hour flight from London to Las Vegas, and it's with North Atlantic Airways. The flight cost me nearly $1,700, so let's go to our seat and see what we get for that price. Now initially when I was boarding the plane, I was met with some good news and some bad news. The good news is that the seat that I'd been given was at the front of the cabin, meaning that I had a little bit of extra legroom. However, before I could even sit down, my secret camera glasses managed to capture people fighting already.
No, cool.
And not only that, there's not one, but 2 babies sitting next to me. I've got a feeling this is gonna be a long flight. Anyways, it's time to take off and start this experience. So let's check what free stuff is available in this seat. What's that? There's nothing. Not even like earphones. Okay, I guess that's a rating of like 0 then. Okay, let's move on to the comfort of the seat. Now this is going to be a huge factor on my experience, since I'm going to be spending pretty much the next 11 hours in this seat. Now in this particular seat there is a flexible headrest, and luckily for me there is a bit of legroom. However, that's where all the good stuff ends. Firstly, I don't know if you can see, but I was incredibly squashed in this seat. I mean, look at this, I'm literally rubbing shoulder to shoulder with the people next to me. And that's also the reason why there is a lot of voiceover right now. This is incredibly awkward to film. I'm giving it a 1 out of 5 for comfort, and that's with the extra legroom. As we flew over the mountains, I thought this would be a great time to pull out my console. This is my ROG Ally X, and it's going to be accompanying me throughout my flight. It's fine and everything, but I gotta say it's a little bit off-putting trying to go through them when I've got my 2 seat buddies looking over. Yeah, luckily I had to stop gaming anyway because the flight attendant was bringing us our food, and I gotta say, I know this does not look appealing, it is just pasta and chicken, but I'm not even joking here, it was actually really good. Just look at me absolutely devouring this meal. I'm gonna have to give it a 4, like it was good. Finally, what was the gaming experience like? Now this might shock you, but it was a lot better than I initially expected. You see, normally you would think with an uncomfortable seat with not that much entertainment features would be a bad thing, but I'm telling you now, when I put them headphones on and the lights went dim, I fully got immersed into this game. I did not care about my uncomfortable chair, and for a while it was just genuinely nice to sit through and play this game until it got to the 3.5 hour mark and the console died. And because I only have access to USB charging, I couldn't play anymore. So I just had to sit there and try and sleep through the next 6.5 hours of this flight. As I woke up, we were very close to landing. Surprisingly, my gaming experience was actually quite good on this flight, but it was cut short way too soon. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it a 3. Giving North Atlantic's economy a score of 10 out of 25. But now we've got to move on to our next seat, which is in premium. Now this seat is with British Airways, and it's for a 7-hour flight from London to Dubai. It cost me $1,255, so let's see if it's any better than economy.
So we're about to board our premium economy flight. I'm wondering, what are the upgrades that premium economy offers? Because I've never flown it before. What I know that you get to do is skip this massive queue. I'm gonna be one of the first people on the flight.
So I got onto the plane, headed to my seat, and immediately got served a fresh orange juice. Look at that 5-star treatment. We are not in economy anymore. So this is my seat at a quick glance.
We're gonna wait till we take off, and then we will do a seat tour.
So let's start off with the free stuff. Firstly, you get a nice little pillow, which is a very comfy addition to the seat.
We get a blanket.
Again, another addition that makes the seat feel a lot more cozy.
A pair of what seem to be good headphones and a little vanity kit.
This is a ginormous step up from economy class. However, I feel like the stuff that you get for free isn't really of good enough quality for you to take home with you after the flight. However, I appreciate that it's a lot of stuff, so I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5. But now let's check out the comfort of this seat.
So the headrest in premium goes up, down, left, tilts. You got built-in like
cushion. You also get a few extra inches of legroom compared to a normal economy seat, and also a footrest. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but it's pretty good. And unlike economy, you've actually got a bit of arm space. You're not shoulder to shoulder with the people next to you. So for that, it gets another 3 out of 5. At this point, I was about to get my console out, but then the air hostesses started serving drinks, and as they got over to me, they were concerned about me recording.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear the hostesses already discussing us not oh, got it. It's motion censored and outlets for shaving. If you have a beard like me.
The bathroom was tiny, so I had to leave, but at least now it's time to review the tech in the seat. Again, this seat had a built-in screen, a little bit bigger than the economy one. Again, this had loads of movies and TV shows on it, but most importantly, this thing had games, which is amazing, but the thing is, these games were like actually good. It had this cool platformer, this crazy 3D racing game, and to play those games,
you actually get like a full controller with like a joystick and everything. I don't know why they've went with a full QWERTY keyboard. Like, it'd basically be impossible to try and to do WASD here, but you know what? Appreciate the gesture.
We'll get into these games a little bit later, because the one thing I do want to point out is that this seat has incredible charging options, because not only do you get 2 USB ports, you get an actual plug socket with the seat, which is a complete game changer for people like me who bring a console on board, because it basically means I can get unlimited playtime with my ROG Ally X. On top of that, there's also a survival kit. Yeah, it's a huge upgrade from economy, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Anyways, we're about halfway through this flight now, so it's time to move on with the food. Now in Premium, you actually get a menu with a few dishes to choose from. However,
if you know me, I've got limited taste buds, so I'm just more of a plain chicken and pasta kind of guy.
So whilst the menu was a lot better, I was worried that I might get given something that I won't like. However, when I ordered, I was given an absolute feast of options. I mean, just look at all this food. The step up from economy to premium economy has been absolutely insane, and I honestly can't wait to see what the next 2 seats have in store for us. But yeah, back to the food review, we're gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Shortly after we finished our food, the lights in the cabin dimmed. And right there, I knew it was time for me to progress with
recording. So not a good sign. I'm just documenting what it's like to game in premium economy. I feel a little bit like a little bit uncomfortable. I'm just gonna sit back and drink my Coke.
Even though I was feeling incredibly uncomfortable, I was put at ease when they gave me some pretzels. So, yeah. But now it's finally time to start gaming, so I decided to spend the next hour progressing the story on The Witcher. But after an hour had passed, I needed to go to the bathroom, so I thought this would be a good segment to see how much a premium bathroom compares to an economy one.
This might be the smallest toilet I've ever been in. I'm generally trying to fit in here. I am 6'4", but still, this is tiny.
Because whilst I'm filming this video, I want to complete the main story of The Witcher 3. It's one of my favorite games of all time, but I've never completed it before. So that's my secondary quest while filming this video. But let's put that away for a minute because we need to test out what the tech is like in the seat. Now, right in front of me, we've got a small touchscreen tablet that I can watch movies or TV on. You can also order things on this like food and drink. However, you do have to pay for it. I won't lie, the tablet is incredibly responsive, but there are literally 0 games on it. Like, it's just movies and a flight map. I do have a remote for the tablet engraved into my seat, and there's also a small air vent and light above. But the most sad thing about all the tech in this seat is the charging options. There is literally only one USB hub that is only powerful enough to charge my iPhone very slowly. It doesn't provide any extra charge time to my device, so I'm timing how long I can play The Witcher for before my gaming experience comes to an end. Overall, I was gonna give the tech in the seat a 1 out of 5. However, there were some funky RGB lights that came on throughout the flight, which I guess made me feel like I was back in my gaming setup at home, so you know what? I'll give tech a 2 out of 5.
Okay, so I am currently in the bathroom. It's pretty standard. Little bin, little tap, soap, put in, and paper towels.
Now at this point in the flight, I was deep into my playthrough of The Witcher. I've been playing for 2 hours, getting really into the game until, yeah, so this game has got some, let's say, 18 plus scenes, which is... Hope you all enjoyed this video. It was my biggest and most expensive one yet, so why not give this video a like and check this next video out here. I would really appreciate it.